Hello everybody and welcome back to the World Star Battle Tournament 2 Grand Finals. You guys are poking me. We're gonna start. Don't worry. This is the Grand Finals, guys. This is Game 2, so this could be the last matchup here. We have Team 21-0 representing the EU server, and Cyberdyne Systems are representing NA. And just want to remind you all that the World Star Battle Tournament 2 is part of the Swarm of Hearts StarCraft 2 arcade charity event. We're raising money for Doctors Without Borders. So please, go to justgiving.com/swarmofhearts and donate. We are already well over $1,000 USD in donations, which is super fantastic. So without further ado, before these guys come and hunt me down over in Canada, we are going to get started, guys, and I hope this is going to be a good match. And who knows, we could get a Game 3, but Game 2 could be the last. Ready, co-hosts?
Yep, they're good.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah! With me today, I have Wildfire, one of our tournament hosts.
Yep.
BozoCat, who's been with me the whole day. You guys would recognize him?
Greetings.
And Iojitsu, who is providing the party to this stream and as well as acting as a backup. Jitsu, you're awesome. Alright, thanks everyone for waiting. I know it's a long day. Such a long day.
Stop by Juice to a stream for the missing Lions versus 21Z game. It's epic.
We're gonna have to check it out later. But for now, we are here in the Grand Finals Game 2. Spawning on the top, we have Team 21-0. Evil Source, again, is a Leviathan. This time they have a player called Link, I haven't seen before. Also is Leviathan. 2 5-Spine Guardians again, Nightstar and Shanks. Loco again is Destro in the center, and Rumi as an Arbiter. Now coming from the bottom, we have the Cyberdyne coming out with a Dark Carrier Zin of the famous Zintex. Omega Star, both 6 int. Tura, double BC. Tura and Trix, both as 5 range BC and a 5 missile BC. And Skynet as a 3-4 Destro. Not a 4-3 Destro, 3-4 Destro. And Alkaiser again as a Levy on the outside lane. So again, sort of now we have a very pushy comp from Cyberdyne. Lots of potentials for energy deny and launching. And here's the first launch out on Evil Source. Nicely countered by Rummy's Storm. And
Can anyone explain to me why Zin has 1 shield and 1 laser? I thought it was a misclick, but this is the second game that I've seen it.
Yeah.
1 shield provides you where the creep only does 1 damage to you when they hit, and the 1 laser gives you about 5 extra shots or 5 less shots to take down level 6 interceptors.
I see. So it's a just in case against enemy launches.
Yes.
That's a subtle one, actually. Interesting. Gotta write some notes. I'm sure BozoCat, you're writing notes. Or mentally filing them away.
There are virtual notes, yes.
Launch of Nightstar.
Not helping with that launch at all. That's a mistake.
Yeah, Shanks should be going the center because these are 5-Spine. The 2 5-Spine Guardians really are the anti-fighters, along with Rummy, who only has a finite amount of energy.
Link has been really aggressive here against Alkaiser, getting out of position a few times, and now he finally backs up, knowing that he gets just totally out of position there.
Nice storm there on Skynet and Trix, getting them for the full amount of the damage. Turret not quite getting into the right range there. We'll see if we can get off some good kiting. And the 2 carriers buddying up against Evil Source, who's been consistently a decent levy for Team 21-0. Relatively even farm score, thank you, BozoCat. Now, good time to launch because Rummy does not have energy to storm, and he has no shields. So this is definitely going to hurt the Arbiter. They're trying to follow up on that. Link is forced to pull back as his team gets pushed back in the middle. And Cyberdyne continues to be rather aggressive here. Is Skynet computer actually? Is that just an EU account? Oh, okay, I see. He's not using the global play, he's using an actual EU account.
Yeah, that's correct.
Skynet computer, guys, I think you can make the connection. Sort of similar.
There's a theme going on there.
Yeah, I think so. Evil Source doing a little bit of launching against the carriers, basically everything help can get. Already gone to 2 armor, 7 tentacles.
Interesting, Link went into 4 bile before even grabbing a range, and he also grabbed the missile rocket upgrade first before grabbing that first range just now.
Yeah, I don't quite get that, because usually with Levy versus Levy you want to get range first, so you can just try to do a lot of damage without getting hurt yourself.
I think the idea was just laying down DPS on him to push him back.
He may have noted that Alkaiser's kiting wasn't good enough and said, I don't need the range, I can get more DPS.
That too. And we'll have to be watching.
Which is not a comment on Alkaiser's kiting, it's a comment on what he may have observed to make him make that decision. I haven't been watching that engagement.
Yep. I'm noticing there's not a lot of synchronized pushes with computer in the middle and then the 2 BCs behind him. And I don't know if that's just a fear of that's actually probably a fear of the storm right there, so now would be a good time to do it. Or actually no, after one more storm. One more storm. They should actually take a launch.
Computer is only 3 armor and he's not 5 armor, so those spines are gonna rip through him.
Yep, good point. And basically
those spines will do 8 damage per hit.
How much damage per hit?
8. It's
and that's
25 damage versus 17 armor.
Now Team 21 pulling back a little bit. Computer pulling back a bit. He's going to go back and upgrade.
Yeah, he's going to grab that 5 armor now.
We've got Alkaiser going around the outside to potentially set up a warp trick point. Now 21 sees this happening. They're starting to pull back. But Alkaiser's way deep. They don't know exactly where he is. Yep, Bozo's making a point that computer has a lot of minerals because he's next to BCs, which aren't the biggest farming machines.
Well, he's also 4-3, which is a huge advantage as well. And you see there, he went up to 6 armor so that he could take all the spine damage that he wanted to.
And he could afford it.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me that he didn't go for bots, even though he's facing up against double guardians and storm.
Bots are not as important as getting your hull first back, because the hull will give you 25%. Really
I guess it depends on how long you intend to stay out.
And he's also consistently low on shields. So we've got Evil Source going around here. He's setting up a warp trick point as the rest of his team's going back to upgrade, but we saw the scan from Tura. So they know where 21 is. Cyberdyne was prepared for it.
From Nightstar. That could have been very dangerous.
Bit of more of a discouraging storm there. Link now has rapid regen. Evil Source does not have rapid regen. I thought I saw him banking minerals. Hopefully he won't pull an admin 6 and...
he poured it into his tentacles because the interceptors were starting to get up there. Like, now they're at 9 and 10 respectively on Zim and Omega.
And here we've got the BCs have gone, Trix has gone more into missiles. Tura has not upgraded, stayed with range, got a couple of missiles, but then just focused on the scanner sweep. Bit of a push here on the Guardian, no, on the Arbiter. And also a launch. With this many launching ships, it makes sense. Interesting, Trix is one of the high farmers, the BC. He's already sitting on 300 minerals.
The way they've been lined up is the reason why, because they've been sitting in this middle lane and doing basically a 5-1 push towards the bottom. So Trix has dived up to grab farm that their levy had been missing.
And here we go. Now Loco's starting to take hull damage. He has bots, but you may want to pull back soon and let the Guardians tank for him. They're both full up.
Omega's just switched to Alkaiser, the levy on the outside, fighting Evil Source.
So we've got a level 7 Bile Levy versus a level 1 Bile Levy with 9 tents. So Alkaiser definitely can boss Evil Source around. Evil Source is now trying to switch to the bottom to join the carriers. And it looks like Alkaiser's following him to compensate. You can just see the two move around the outside.
Back up.
Yep.
Yeah. Computer's backing up right now to go upgrade.
You'll see in about 20 seconds, the rest of Cyberdyne will back up. That'll let Computer come out and be the spearhead and prevent their opponents from pushing all the way to the Prism. I've actually subbed in as an in-house for them, and that's standard procedure for them for the warp at this timing.
We'll see if he goes to the levee on the outside or how he does it.
Yep.
Usually he just drives straight up the middle, but we'll see.
And the two.
Zin's a little caught. Top
He's
lane.
warping.
Yeah, he's now lost his shields. Mego's trying to dive in there and aggro a bit.
Interesting to see Cyberdyne staying and fighting here at the Prisms, rather than backing and creating a threat of warp trick. Right now, Computer is isolated because he can't be warped to because all of his allies are damaged.
Yep, and he's also
And
now
here he
low
has
on
to back
shields.
off.
And now he has no shields now, so... And even though he has reinforced hull, still, it's not the best position to be in. Because
That was
storms...
probably
Yeah.
chaos from everybody cutting on Zin.
Mm-hmm. But in comparison, Loco's in much better shape, and he's next to a shield transfer ship. If need be. Now, the BC's warping out. We're going to see what they come out with. Farm, so still relatively close, but Team 21 is pulling ahead. I'm sure they're very happy about that. We got Warpin on Omega Star. Warpin on Omega Star. I'm not sure. Oh, more range. 10 range now on Tura, even though it's only 3 missiles. So he doesn't have to dive in there. Lockdown on Trix. That's going to be just solely for the Arbiter. And 300 energy. So. I'm surprised that the BC that started with more missiles was the one who went to lockdown, but it could have been he had more minerals and could afford it.
Yes, he's ahead about 50 farm, I believe.
Okay.
If I saw right.
Zen and Omegastar are now at 11 and 12 in, so Omegastar has warp in. Computer's now got level 7 armor. Here comes the warp trick around the outside. I think it was, I didn't see who was the one who set it up.
It was Link.
Thanks. Link the Leviathan. I honestly, I can't think of Link the elf and the Leviathan at the same time. Doesn't quite work. Nice converge there. Nice breaking apart from the storm, trying to avoid that. And then we're going to have to work with another storm. Corrosive Acid on Nightstar. And Shanks is starting to go for Broodlings, as well as Tents. Spines. Nightstar just going through Corrosive Acid at the moment, a little bit of energy. There's a first lockdown.
I don't like the Broodling dip in the face of double interceptors.
Yeah. This is again sort of transitioning again for the late game. And Rummy's got Cloak.
Yes, but against the BCs, which is what they're thinking.
They have Scanner Sweep.
Well, no, the Broodlings against the BCs are going to win every time, because the BCs can do nothing.
Bombardment by Loco. But I don't know if I agree with Cloak this early, especially knowing one of the BCs has detection.
That might be...
It's a long cooldown though.
That's more, this team was based off of the Space Bunnies team that won, or that made it pretty far in TSL, and Loco was the one that captained that, and they love these cloak everybody and warp to one person builds.
And they're very effective.
Yes.
I hope
They
we
can
get to
be,
see
I
some
mean-
fireworks with that.
One lockdown kind of ruins the day.
Yeah. You gotta remember. it's
Generally,
3
the
a.m.
person doing the cloaking is pretty far away from the action, though.
Yeah.
And for a BC to dive in to get that, they would get torn up pretty good.
Yeah, they can just be
Sure,
like,
well, I mean-
okay, we'll just kill you.
They're 1-7, but yeah, if they waited too long, or there was already people cloaked in there, then yeah.
Zin is again low on shields. Or actually has no shields. Quick farm check, courtesy of Omega Star. We got 1,691 farm for Cyberdyne and 725 farm for Team 21. So not a
Cyberdyne's
big
starting
gap.
to come back. They were down 100 for a while.
There's that cloak warp. There's that cloak warp right there.
Right there.
Where'd they come in? Before I was gonna say that, interesting what Link's doing here. He's not been able to get back up to 1 shot, and he's not even at 9 range. I don't know what he's been dumping his money on. I guess regen. But
Just sort
he's
of
pretty
a
far
hodgepodge
off
of
there.
things.
Yeah.
We've got the first ship going back early, Zin. Oh no, I thought maybe he'd go up for a warp point, but he's going to warp back into the fray. Zin now
17
level
hits.
17. Very decent. 11 and 17 ints will definitely really start to step up the harassment.
Gonna force these Guardians to have to stay Needles instead of moving into that planned Broodlords.
Yep. Denying them from their late game solution. If that's the way they want to go again.
Broodlord against double carrier is not a great solution anyway, so...
Well, no, they're thinking Broodlord against double BC. They're not thinking double carrier. They're thinking their levy's gonna handle the carrier.
Interesting. Can't say I agree with it.
Can't say I do either, but
There's some rhyme and reason to it.
yeah.
Evil Source coming up now. Evil Source level 11 takes level 11 tenth 6 bile. Out same range as Alkaiser, basically the same.
So Link transfers down to the bottom lane to get away from those carriers. We'll see if the carriers transfer down too.
Looks like Link is staying up actually.
Oh, he's just trying to get some Guardian coverage.
Yeah.
Can't farm
Yeah.
anything that way.
Well, no, Link's pretty much transitioned into the middle and given the two guards the outside in order to fight the carriers, because he can't fight the carriers in his current condition.
I think he's up to 9 tentacles now.
Looks like we have a ship coming out around the outside. I wonder if Local will be setting up a warp point. We should see 21
We
pulling
have
back.
Alkaiser on the bottom here.
They could be just warp tricking each other. It's like a dance.
The dance of the levy warp tricks.
Yes, but Zin is also staying out too, so actually not a super secret warp trick, but giving their team options as well.
Well, they see that the other team
Yeah, and
actually
Loco just
already
ended up
backed.
walking out.
Yeah.
Another scan.
Perhaps a search for victims.
Yep. Now BC's warped in on the top. We now have Yamato on Tura. Level 14 ints on Omega Star. And Zin's still at level 17. Trix has also gotten locked down, so we have double scan and the same 6 missiles from Trix. So the VCs aren't contributing as much DPS now. They're really just going to be more support utility. Now big push on Alkaiser, double single corrosive acid. Evil Source is frenzied up. Loco does have bombardment, so he could finish him off, pulling back
Oh.
as the full force of the Cyberdyne team comes in.
They're gonna get Cloak here and save everybody.
Yep. Good cloak and nice
And there's
lockdown.
the lockdown, as you predicted.
Yeah. But something also, Rome also picked up Chrono Boost now to help out the side ships, help out Link against those double interceptors.
Yep, Chrono Boost with no upgrades on the cooldown.
Cyberdyne turns on Link.
Loco tries to do a bombardment, but then also, of course,
Loco's in a bad spot.
not the best spot to do it.
7 armor is still pretty rough right there.
Yeah. Well, no shields either. And no energy on Rummy to save them if necessary.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
But now this is very NA-ish, very like get in your face, brawler
Tura
style.
actually has the most damaging missile boat in the game right now. He has more damage on his BC than the levies do.
That you're
which
right.
is very hard to do. Props to him.
Go Tura.
He
Loco's
is,
now on the
owning
outside.
DC play.
Yeah. Actually, Alkaiser just up in some more missiles now, so he's closely matched.
Levy just inching out the BC. Loco's
Yeah.
on the outside. Don't think that's just by design. Could also just be catching a little bit of that side lane farm.
Evil Source jumps onto with Frenzy onto Omega
Push,
Star on the
yep.
top lane.
Got him. He's in the Omega Star's going down in the
That
orange.
looks like a kill.
There we
It is a
go.
kill. Well played.
Now will Evil Source get out?
Get out of there.
Oh, Lockdown's gonna make
Cyberdyne's gonna want to
to
get trade. BCs are ready for that lockdown.
There's the lockdown. But it was just enough to de-aggro the ints. All that's left is
800 HP,
Skynet. Alkaiser
600,
loops in.
500.
Lockdown again.
Rapid regen.
It's a
Yeah,
trade.
but Loco's still on that Destro with the Bombard.
And the corrosive acid.
Yeah, they're
Yep.
going to take Skynet down right here, but a nice pro field, and then the Yamato to try to push the guard off.
400.
Burst damage works.
200, they're dead.
No issues.
There goes Skynet.
Shanks still has ints on him. Kaiser's trying to push in.
Shanks is trying to get out of there. Cannot
Yeah,
help.
Shank's going to get out of there. It's Loco that they're going to need out of there.
Kaiser can stay in though. He's a little ways off from rapid
This time
regen.
the cloak is out of range of lockdown.
Yeah,
It's a clean kill.
See,
Yeah, but
that's what I was talking about.
if Turret gets in range of a Yamato here, he'll take down Loco if he doesn't have E-shield.
He's trying to. He was queuing it up.
Yeah, he was queuing up.
Oh, they're
Oh,
turning.
they're turning.
Turning on Kaiser.
See if
Wow.
they have HP to stick this.
Kaiser does have rapid regen. Rapid regen's engaged.
Nope, they're backing up now. They're taking that.
This is not the team that fought Lions last game. Wow.
Woohoo!
The difference there between the Arbiter having 1.6 speed and the BC 1.7 makes a big difference because the Arbiter can't always stay at maximum range. He's got to stick with the team.
Yes, this is action. So let's. Okay, what's the aftermath, guys? As these teams lick their wounds, we're now at 4 ships for Cyberdyne, 5 for Team 21. Cyberdyne lost a carrier and their destroyer. And did they lose their higher farmed carrier? No, they did not. That's good. They also, and then in exchange, Team 21 lost a Leviathan.
Well,
One of their
21 can now go
Leviathans.
there and Broodlords.
Yeah, that was basically their heavy hitting Leviathan there. But they do still have support, so this is far from over.
Yep.
And in that role, Alkaiser's farmed up and is finally a reasonable threat.
So
But he's got 3 mutas for some reason.
It'll be interesting to see the double BC play in a 4v5. We'll see what kind of role they take on.
Well, we see Turret already picked up his D-shield.
Yeah.
He's already scared.
As a missile loader, that's the only way he can kite successfully at this point.
Yeah, 13 spines, 15 spines on the 2 guards for 21-0.
Yep.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy hot.
So with 1 carrier down, they can now very reasonably go Broodlords.
Yes.
Carrier's not so much of a threat anymore. The level 22 ints.
22.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention, but you don't have to be as scared.
Well, the Guardians don't have enough to take them down very quickly. Like, especially Nightstar only being at 13.
We now have
Yeah,
a
Link
protect.
doesn't have spray. Loco does have bombardment though, so there's 2 AoEs available.
Tura's now got defensive shield. It's going to be able to do a little bit more tanking to make up for the loss of the Destro.
Defensive shield, probably one of the buggiest abilities in Star Battle, with the number of things that it's completely immune to.
For example,
The
undocumented
Mothership beam until recently.
Or when you got trader status, the allied farm, it couldn't kill you.
Yep.
That was awesome. You just run around the whole map and the farm would follow you. So you could have literally 100 ships, 100 creep following you, trying to kill you, and you just keep popping defensive shield.
Zero has patched that, by the way. Don't try this at home.
Yep.
It's pretty interesting how 21Z is playing this right now, because they're letting Zen free farm like crazy. Like, he's already picked up 300 farm in a minute.
And
300
when
minerals.
there
Oh,
is
yeah,
a
you're
certain
right.
point where a carrier is just unstoppable.
And Zen's getting near that point. He only needs another 5 interceptors before he can snipe anyone he wants on this field pretty quickly.
And then he can just start
Yeah.
going into something else, like
Yeah.
Vortex.
Pair that with the Levy pushing also, it's going to be pretty nasty.
Yeah, normal play from a carrier in this position is when the opposite team's Levy grabs Frenzy, you grab Vortex.
Corruptors on Link.
What? Okay, I'm confused
Could help
on
with the
that.
farming. It could help with the farming, but they're not leaking farms, so it's not strictly
Well,
necessary.
They could be transitioning into a pseudo minion build with broods and corruptors.
Mm-hmm. And I was complaining we
moving
haven't seen
along.
corruptors.
On the Broodlords and Corruptors, they will fight the Corruptors first because the Corruptors shoot back. So you mix your Corruptors with your Broodlords and extends the life of
Yeah,
your
they
Broodlords against a carrier.
True.
Ooh, a
Shanks.
launch
The other
on,
thing is-
Rum.
Link is
Uh, Bombardment by
doing
Loco.
the-
Yeah.
Link is losing the battle for Bile versus his opponent Alkaiser, and Rumpura is busy and can't put force fields over there. He needs to be somewhere else. So fighting with Corruptors instead is a good way to change the name of the game and not have to worry about losing the Bile War. That's a classic shipping thing.
Game paused.
Just a heads up, we had some mention of some white noise on the stream, on Artemis' stream. I'm not sure if there's anything you can do about that audio-wise. It's not coming from TeamSpeak. It's somewhere in between the broadcaster and Twitch.
It's probably me. I'll try it.
No, it's not you. It's not when anyone's talking. It's constant.
Yeah, it's whenever I hit push to talk. I'll fix it.
That's what I'm saying. It's not you. It's on all the time.
Yeah, it's on all the time.
That's the first thing I thought it was, so I checked the stream and it was not you.
Okay, I just fixed it. My levels were off. Hopefully it's better now.
So Rum grabbed force fields. I don't think we saw that earlier.
He's had them, but he hasn't been using them.
Okay.
Ready to rock.
It's actually pretty interesting with a double guard push build like this with the corrosive.
Game resumed.
I'd definitely start throwing down corrosive pushes here behind force fields.
I think that'd be pretty good in the center.
One thing is all the text from the chat in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
Wall of text.
Wall of text, indeed. So, folks, 4-5 for Team 21. 2300 farm versus 449. And how many cooldown has he got? He hasn't upgraded the cooldown on... Rum hasn't upgraded the cooldown on his Arbiter yet for Chrono Boost. It looks like all Kais are saving up for Frenzy. Yep. That's a Frenzy.
Well, no, he also needs to get to 15 tentacles. Which could be what he's saving up for.
We'll have to see. Zintex! Woohoo! So, one of the videos I was playing during the stream, during that long, long break, was the Zintex. The Zin is OP Tex. Where we caught the whole team in it.
OP mode?
Well, yep, Trix definitely could afford it. And it's not like he has to worry about being energy denied. More Corruptors laid around. Sort of just
Interesting bug.
Wow.
I looked at tooltip on Tura's defensive shield. It says it can absorb 1 damage.
I don't know what your guys' graphic settings are at, but the lasers on interceptors are large.
Yeah. Yeah, they're maxed up, so. And this is what you
pretty
want
fine.
right here as a carrier player. Zin's got Link right where he wants him. He's got Vortex, so he's safe, and he can be aggressive with his interceptors.
And if worse comes to worse, use it defensively.
Yeah.
But he can also just fly around being very threatening with it. The team has to know he has it. Based on his upgrades.
16 spines on Nightstar now. To help with those ints.
Link getting chewed up by storming the intercept by a little bit of allied storm, but mostly the interceptors.
Yeah, to deal with the insta, you really need to be like Shanks is here with
21,
21.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shanks should be switching up instead of dancing with the BC. He should switch up with Nightstar. Nightstar has 10 range as well, even though he doesn't have any Broodling upgrades.
Yeah, with 350 energy, he looks like her is able to keep up his defensive shield pretty much most of the time.
Yep. Did he get any upgrades? Actually, we don't know how much. We don't know how many upgrades he got for defensive shield. Bozo, we need
Working
to.
on it.
Yep.
Who am I trying? Tura?
No, I'm just thinking we should make a note somewhere to Zedu about that.
Oh, about the bug I found. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give you credit. Kaiser going back now, got Frenzy. Things are getting set up for Tex Nuke. Tex Nuke Frenzy would be good.
Yeah, Loco's going back with some nice money there.
Except I think it would be best if we got a second lockdown, because then Trix can focus his energy. He only needs, because if he needs to warp in, nuke, and lockdown, he doesn't have enough energy for that. Kaiser pushing on Shanks. Level 14, definitely hurting there. Now, Loco's coming back. Now at 10 armor, 11 laser, 2 Gatling, as well as bombardment and protective field.
Now, Bozo, just a quick question for you here, since you know all the hidden game mechanics. Do the corruptors go through the armor of the interceptors?
I don't know that. That's an interesting question. I would assume that they do not.
Because if they do, that's a great job by Link with the corruptors sniping the interceptors as they come in with the corruptors. Because that looks like what he's doing more with the corruptors than anything else.
I will watch the next launch and try to see the numbers as they go by, and we will find out by experiment. Because it's only 34 damage a shot, and Zin's interceptors are up to 25, so they would only do 9 damage a shot if they don't pierce armor.
Yeah.
Another scan by Tura, so they know
I've
where
got an interceptor highlighted.
21 is.
Lucky you.
Yeah, it looks to me like the damage is reduced by armor, so that means that it's pretty terrible as a counter.
Yeah.
I think I found another bug in the game. When you toggle using team colors, the mothership. Yeah, the motherships and towers are the wrong color.
Yeah, that's another interesting one. That's definitely one to report.
But it'll all get fixed in the beta.
We can hope.
We can hope. Well, pretty much everything's getting looked at, so.
Link's Corruptors completely occupying the bottom lane while 21Z goes back and upgrades.
Yep.
That's one of the nice things about Corruptors.
Zin trying to clean him up. Rum coming out. Now we have Stasis. Stasis on the Arbiter. Now they have 22 and 22 spines on both Guardians. Link doesn't really have that many missiles, but with the Corruptors farming eventually, that's going to be fixed. Nuke on Trix, of course. And also enough energy to support it.
So Link finally got Frenzy.
Yep, so now we're basically nice. We're now nicely into the late game.
I'm just waiting for this text to go down.
I know, basically.
That's
what we're waiting.
I'm so excited.
Wow, we're so excited and so patient. Let's look at the farm. 3,026 farm for Cyberdyne and 3,291 for Team 21-0.
There's Kaiser pushing in. Got scared off a little bit.
Yep. A frenzied Chrono Levy would be quite scary. Wonder if Link's going to be doing that.
But Link's levy isn't as buffy as many of the other levies,
No.
like Kaiser's levy is here, because he had
And that's
dumped
because
so
he's
much
dumped
into
so
the
heavily into the energy.
Yeah.
But he just got 2 missile upgrades since the last time I checked him, so.
Cloak being excellent at preventing launches from being effective, that will be changed in the beta. Zedu has already announced on the forums that we will be able to freely maneuver our interceptors regardless of the presence of enemies, much like in the Heart of the Swarm mission. That is very, very Star Battle-like. Called With Friends Like These.
Who needs an enemies?
I was thinking that in my head. But yeah.
And also, I think Tura might have been playing beta a little bit too much with the Yamato there. Some teasers here for you about what to expect.
But yeah.
Hey, if he kills with Yamato, donating $10 to Doctors Without Borders.
That's
so
what Tura
I
knows.
hope he uses it.
Can we message
Oh,
Tura,
yeah.
tell him to get a kill with Yamato so we get another $10?
I'm
Can,
sure that's
can
what
we do it,
happened.
Wildfire,
Up
please?
there's Frenzy with Link there. And then Alkaiser counter frenzies with
Yep.
the force fields there are
And-
just making it impossible for Alkaiser to do anything.
Loco warping in now. More lasers, a bit more armor. The Corruptors are still at level 3. Trix is just spamming that energy. So still about a basically 200 farm lead right now for Team 21.
Zin's pulling the team right now in farm.
Oh wow, he's sitting on almost 1,000.
Yeah.
He can basically now go into any branch he wants. He wants to go scouts, do that. If he wants to,
Well, no,
he shouldn't,
Zin's
but
play, yeah, Zin's play here should be going up to level 30, 32 interceptors with his back.
pretty crazy.
And at that point, it doesn't matter how many lasers or spines you have, that's gonna hurt. Even the Destro can't hide from
That first volley will just...
Kill.
It'll
yeah.
take a quarter life off of you.
Now question, while we have a little bit of a lull, why is Team 21 called Team 21-0?
I think it has to do with 210. It's kind of like a countdown thing.
Oh, interesting.
Is actually where it came from, I think, but I don't know why it is that. I think it has something to do with the combination of different players.
Maybe someone from the chat in 8 minutes can tell us if they know. Because we
Very
would
nice.
appreciate. Then we
Thanks,
can.
future viewers.
Thanks, people 8 minutes into the future. We love you.
I was actually gonna look for Curb to ask him, but all those guys have gone to bed now.
I mean, we could find out now if Zedu had implemented the TARDIS as a star battleship. I'm disappointed.
Yes!
Yes.
Fantastic.
I want my sonic
Ultimate
screwdriver.
Sonic screwdriver. Yeah!
I know. I'm a little nerdy. That's okay.
Zin has a parasite on him now,
Ooh.
keeping tabs on that vortex. They know he has vortex now, so they're keeping tabs on him. Because he hasn't upped his interceptors at all here lately.
Yeah, they've known he's had text for about 7 minutes now or something. Because he went in with 22 ints and he came out with 23 or something. Between 2 upgrades.
Yeah, with this back, both Guardians should be able to move into heavy Broodlords.
Now Levy's up at the top, 15-15 on all Kaiser. He's also got 2k health over Link, who's 11-11. Rummy warping in on Link and just chrono boosting that Levy so he can plop more Corruptors. Tura's being really active on the scanning, which is good. It pays a lot to know where everyone is.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Rome to grab that last Arbiter ability.
Zin is a... Yep.
And just have a full card.
We need to
Maybe
see
a boost
completion.
anyway.
I'm actually wondering why he hasn't done that yet, because they do have an extra player that can control Phantoms.
Actually,
And that would be a
Which
huge
would be great against the
positive here.
lockdowns.
Yes.
yeah.
Or you could even potentially bait attacks out of, which would be
Yeah.
brutal.
Actually, yeah, Phantoms aren't that expensive. Well, he's got enough energy. He could afford a couple.
475 with Kaidaran Core is a lot of energy.
Yeah, he's actually staying up near the top. He can't spend it fast enough.
Yeah, they're playing pretty passive right now. With the boost, he only really needs to focus the boost on the Levy, and other than that, it's just force field.
He hasn't bought any upgrades into Chrono Boost, which surprises me. I would have taken that over Stasis.
It looks like he has one.
Yeah, but I would have put more into it. Especially with the Leviathans. Well, a Leviathan trying to poop Corruptors everywhere. Yeah, you just want to be able to spam Chrono Boost as much as possible or put it into your Guardians so they could rip through Interceptors faster.
Yeah.
Now
Link's Corruptors did a reasonable amount of damage to Alkaiser, but he can just heal it right back up.
Alright.
It did about 3,000 damage for him to clear that clump.
Yeah, so Zin went up to 30 interceptors now, so he's
he's in a happy place.
he's a pretty nice carrier right now. He's pretty happy with his carrier too.
He looks like a bumblebee, actually, with the black and the yellow.
He really does.
Looks like we've got some thinking going on from the guards here, sitting at the base with 10,000. There we go. There go the broods.
Yep, level 12.
Well,
No,
it's
level 12
actually
broodlings, not broodlords
interesting.
yet.
If you look at Shanks, he went to Scourges with 16.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's gotta be a misbuy.
Broodlords.
Scourges
Yeah.
are worthless at 51 minutes.
Yeah, especially with WSBT on the field.
Okay.
It's gonna be like target practice.
Little trolling? No, probably
I
not.
mean, I don't think they'll even bother potting them because even the two-shot lasers at this point will take a huge chunk out of every Scourge launch.
And
Okay,
Night Star doesn't have Broodlords either leveled, so we have a level 12 and a
Watch all
level
these
16.
interceptors here. You just saw Shanks just lose 3 bars just like that from all of Zin's interceptors.
So Team 21 has 2 Guardians, a level 16 and level 12 Broodlings, and no Broodlords in sight.
They did upgrade their spines heavily. They went from 15 to 23 and 22, and they also stacked armor and life. So they did what I typed, which was to continue trying to counter Zen.
Let's take a look at the farm
Well-
quick. You can talk, I'm just gonna pull it up.
Yeah, they're also pairing for Broodlords. Like, going armor and health is the start for Broodlords as well, because to use anabolic efficiently, you want over 14k life.
We've got an almost 300 farm lead for Team 21-0. And actually, I just want to look at Zin's individual farm just to be frightened.
It's over 1,000.
Yeah,
He was
first
over
1,000.
1,000 last time I checked, which means
Yeah.
he's much higher now.
Yep, he's 1,200. All Kaiser's just crossed 1,000 as has a link. And our Arbiter is our lowest farmed one. Surprising.
Well, at this point, the Arbiter, he's not even keeping up with two-shot anymore. He's got about everything he needs, so he doesn't really need to taking any of the farm.
Yep, well, after a certain point, it doesn't really pay to give a support ship that much more farm once they have all their installs and a decent amount of energy. Well, especially an Arbiter with the crystal.
I tend to disagree because Arbiter can be turned into an offensive ship so quickly.
That's
Just
true.
on a couple range, and you can add a lot of DPS with the pulse. that
You don't see it that often though.
Yeah, you don't see it that often, but it works pretty nice if you need a little bit of extra DPS there.
Mhm.
Plus, like I said, Phantoms wouldn't be a bad idea right now.
I
Yeah.
think Phantoms would be better than offense for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Phantom's more energy.
Because the Pulse has inferior range to all the other missile weapons, you'd have to invest a lot to get into kiting range.
He looks like he was trying to get
Yeah,
some text there.
I'm sitting there like,
Oh no. But yeah, also, but in order to use the pulse cannons, he could be in lockdown range too. So if he was near the PCs.
Boost to try to get the ints off of him, but he really needed to Chrono Boost Shanks there,
Yeah.
and he loses all of his shields as punishment.
Wow, Link only has tentacles right
11,
now.
yeah, exactly.
A level
Wow.
11 and level
That's why I
19
think
bile.
Zen could show up and boss him around for the win. And Alkaiser can boss around both of these Guardians.
I think they've been telling Link to go more bile because their plan's probably to have him do kind of keep them contained range-wise and have guards go anti-ints. But yeah, they definitely realize he's a good target now for those int launches.
Yeah, look at him now down the yellow.
Yep.
That was fairly risky there by Zen. I know he got the Vortex. He ate that level 20 bile. It went straight through his shields, taking out half of his shields there, just to get that launch off.
Yeah, well, he's got another 1,000. Maybe shield recharge is not such a bad investment at this point. When does the parasite wear off? Parasite wears off in 40 seconds. So
We'll see.
Team 21's gonna feel nervous because they know that's gonna happen, and they're gonna lose sight of Zen.
We have turret already set up on the side.
And actually, if they timed this properly, they would know. 13 seconds. And Parasite is gone.
Actually, Bozo, their lead's been higher than 300. Cyberdyne's catching up.
Okay, it was only 200 last time I checked.
Yeah, it was like
Was
200,
it?
200, 300 last time I checked
Yeah,
too.
when I checked it, it was about 350, 400.
It's staying about the same,
Yeah.
but we're not seeing a massive farm. We're not seeing a massive farm lead from one side or the other. And it's not increasing or decreasing by any quick amount.
Well, like I said, Zen's making it a pain in their butt right now. I mean, Then yeah, he did grab the shield recharge as suggested, but he only bought one cooldown for it. He didn't go heavily into the cooldown. So
He got
I
a
guess
couple
he's-
extra ins. And extra shields and extra lasers.
Yeah, the lasers he needed. He needed to stay 2-shot.
Well,
he
he's
could
already,
use his interceptors more.
he's already farming very quick, so he'll be able to go back and get those cooldown upgrades when he needs to. Now, from our BC side, what have we got? Are they contributing to DPS? Level 11 missiles on both of them. Double nuke on both of them. And Yamato I haven't really seen being used, and only one lockdown.
Both have scan too, so they can keep tabs on everybody. And if they decide to cloak push.
Scan only has a detection range of 6, so that's not a lot.
Yeah, I know it's not a lot. And we see mines starting from Loco here. Starting to just try to contain somebody here with these mines, level 3. 550 energy. I don't know if I would have gone mines if I was Loco here.
Especially, actually, I wouldn't have done that at all because you have two BCs
Well,
to
the
scan.
thing is, he's laying them out. He's laying them out properly in doing it. The idea behind this here is, because I learned this from Rebellions. Rebellions does this quite often too. You're basically providing a contained field. They're not going to push through the mines to try to kill somebody. And essentially, the other team has to scan slowly to get through. And with this many mines out here spread apart, it's going to take them forever with just 2 scans to push through a minefield.
Well, and an acid spray potentially from Al Kaiser.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have
So-
that much energy.
It buys you time to come back out of the base.
Yes.
Yeah. Still lacking an extra cooldown from the Arbiter's Chrono Boost. Still at 14 seconds. And we got the Brood Lords from Nightstar. Do we have double Brood Lords now? Yes, we have double Broods. And these BCs, they're going to have to basically keep their defensive shields up the entire time. It's funny because we were
shit.
just talking about how bad the...
I hit a ping.
Wasn't us! It wasn't me!
That was me.
You better apologize. Should I apologize?
Nah.
But yeah, that's actually... I don't like that ping. It doesn't make sense. I don't know practically why you would do it.
Oh no, I hit Alt-Tab to Alt-Tab out, and I changed my, Alt.
Wildfire
Yeah.
lagging.
Now you're lagging the game.
Oh!
No more broods! Please, no more corruptors, no more broods, and don't take this game to 2 hours. Otherwise, we're gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, no, I'll leave in a minute if, it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, it's just my action spiking.
Well, it's also Sunday night, which is one of the biggest internet usage nights everywhere. So, it's Evil Source too. Everyone's slowing it down. Link.
I like Chronos' mix of broods and energy. That's very good. Nightstar is a little heavy on the energy and light on the broodlings. He should be matching Shanks. Nevertheless, this is a very, very potent force.
Zin coming around the outside, warping on Al Kaiser. There goes
They're going
Trix,
through the
scan.
mines. They turned all the mines on right now too to try
Yep.
to weigh them
Big
off.
Broodlord trap being laid behind Cyberdyne. This is it, folks.
Oh, stasis! Oh, snap! Lockdown and... Are we gonna see the techs?
They're backing up. They're backing behind the broods. This is interesting.
It's like, guys, you belong to the wrong side of the map here.
And it's very effective. You can't push into it, and Cyberdyne realizes it, and they retreat through the minefield.
Your home base is that way, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get a signpost. But that's actually super effective. Look at them laying out all the corruptors and all the broods. It makes a wall of death that they're going to have to go
Broodlords are
through.
only speed 1.35, so they're easy to outrun.
Just barely locking down Loco to stop him from sieging there. That just in the nick of time.
And one thing I noticed is
Tristan,
that
you were a badass.
the BCs are actually, we're taking, maybe this was
There's the
intentional.
vortex.
D-
Got the armor.
But, there
Are
you
they
go.
gonna hang around to try to do anything here?
They've got nuke.
It looks like they are.
Tura doesn't have enough energy for
Alkaiser turns
nuke. Now he
around.
does.
Loco
Frenzies.
sieging.
Attacking
Loco's-
Link.
Alkaiser's
Link goes
gonna
down
die
very
here.
quickly. Link
There
is
goes
dead.
Link.
Oh, Link.
Al
Alkaiser
Kaiser.
gets away, just barely.
There
Nuke
goes
on
Tura.
Loco.
Tura's dying.
Nuke on Nightstar, but he's fine.
One
Yep.
more storm. Oh, nope, he's got to back up.
Now he's got ints on him. Room
Yeah.
On him.
Oh, there goes Rummy.
Biosteel and fire suppression.
Yeah. I think this is done.
And
One vortex.
And a couple of really clutch lockdowns.
yep,
Yeah.
that was a good job on the lockdowns, I gotta say. So now we're at 4-3. Cyberdyne turned it around. They lost their Arbiter.
It's not that bad, huh?
Yeah, if your trick's in.
Oh,
They lost nothing, and they killed the Levy and an Arbiter.
see, now we can blame Cyberdyne for Zaydu not buffing BC. Because this is exactly what Zaydu's going to point to when he doesn't buff a BC.
Well, I mean, if you go no energy denial versus, versus late game
Yeah.
carriers, what do you expect?
And now the farm situation. Let's see what the story is. Now we've got almost 5,000 farm for Cyberdyne and 3,300 farm for Team 21-0. So a totally different story here, losing 2 ships like that, and the Levy no less.
And
Support
now
and
Alkaiser
everything.
can dump
And there's
into
no
Bio.
Arbiter to chrono boost a siege, so they can't turtle now.
Yep. And I'm wondering if we're going to see the GG soon, or if they're going to play this one out since this is the...
Well,
There's gonna be a base knife attempt.
yeah,
Yeah, I
they
think
do that
they're-
have enough broods to be able to do that, and the siege.
Well, and yeah, they'll just. I don't think there'll be a base knife, but I think they'll try to turtle. I don't think they'll be able to effectively. They do have mines and siege already set up. Yeah, they're mining the base already.
Well, if one of them can get around to warp over, they can snipe the base pretty quickly with these level broods and siege.
It'd be best if they could bait a text, because Zin's text is back up.
Nope.
As soon as he
Focus
gets
on
back,
the
he can
siege
text
right
them, which
there.
is what happened with Due Prejudice and MIT. No, it wasn't Due Prejudice MIT. It was Due Prejudice Lines. Or someone.
But basically, Zin sat there and said, okay, you want to keep that tower up? I'll go kill the other tower.
Move back and forth. Oh boy.
What you got for me?
We're gonna lose that tower.
I can tell you one thing you don't have for me. It's cloak.
BC's kiting away 13 missiles each. 13 and 16, actually.
Tour
Now-
using the fan of death to scare people away from the tower.
And they actually can't get that last bit of damage in.
There you go.
Night Star's
Zin's
tanking
got
for it.
Oh, well, no. I thought he had it. There he goes. Now he did it.
He's like, just kidding.
First tower's gone.
And they took both of them there.
They took
Yep.
both at the same time.
Alkaiser made quick work of the other one.
It just
And-
evaporated.
Yeah.
They're
Bye-bye.
basically saying we've got this.
Yep.
Zin's
Frenzy
gonna back
2217
here,
is
and
rough
he's gonna,
already.
Zin's gonna go up to about level 36 interceptors and come back and end this.
It would have been a very different story if they lost one of the Guardians rather than the Arbiter. But it would have still been a bad
Ruby's
position.
really pushing for Tura. And then
Oh, no.
The int launch
Okay.
came in.
So Zin just
23
bought
blings.
scouts. Zin's just bought scouts to make sure that nobody base snipes.
Now he's going to be putting them around the perimeter then.
Yes.
And scouts can actually scout. Oh, he didn't warp them in at the base though. Interestingly.
Well, they got double scan also, so I'm thinking he's gonna put it around the side maybe.
Oh no, but I mean Zin didn't warp in the scouts
Yeah.
when he was at base.
Oh no, I mean the top side, not their base. They're gonna put
Oh,
it
yeah.
around the other
Okay.
base.
There they go. Level 13. If you want to use them to attack too,
This
you
is
can
a
do that.
killing maneuver. Unfortunately, the farm saw it, so it's not a surprise.
Yeah, but he can snipe the bird lords with it also.
That's true. The photon blasters do 47 damage per shot at a firing rate of 4.
And I found out firsthand they worked very well against the opposite carriers' interceptors.
Oh, that's
One of the nice
Yeah.
things about the scout attack is even though its DPS is not great, it's not blocked by anything.
Yeah.
It just gets through anyways.
And they mass up and focus fire pretty well.
And now we've
On
got
paper, the interceptors should win.
And we've got, for the mines, we've got level 13 mines now, so each one of them will do to over 1,000 damage, just over. And these two BCs are proving to Zedu why these BCs should not be buffed. I'm very surprised they didn't lose a BC before this, actually. But good
Look,
BC
Yeah,
BC
well,
play.
up.
they're playing very conservatively and
Mhm.
playing very well. Tura's, an age-old BC player.
Tura.
Yeah.
He's Tura.
And
Tura,
trick
Tura,
something.
Tura. This is actually a choice comp to have for WBC, the carrier and the levy here, and then you basically have utility BCs running interference for everything.
Basically countering everything, yeah. Loco's now at level 16 lasers, 17 range. And Zin is just rich beyond belief.
Yeah, look, he's already got almost another 1,000.
Yeah. He's almost at
Mines are up
2,000.
to 1k damage now.
Yeah, but with the recharge on the carrier and then the D-shield and regen looks to be at the 200 upgrade right now.
Yep, he can
Yeah.
heal himself at 1,000 per second
Yep.
Yeah.
I just saw
So,
that.
I mean,
for a little while.
It's as if he didn't get hit basically at that point. Won't last forever, but definitely long enough if you ever want to risk diving for attacks or something, but I don't see the point in that right now. Might as well just farm it up. And Al-Kaiser's now bigger than the mothership, I believe. Yes, he's bigger.
OP mode.
Bigger than the mothership, 25 tenths, 19 armor, 17 bile.
Kaiser's actually mostly staying out of the way and trying not to suck up farm.
That's
Which is
yeah,
interesting.
I think he knows that Zin's gonna win this, and just let Zin handle it.
Yep. Which is a wise move.
Because Al-Kaiser would have to really do damage, Al-Kaiser would have to jump in there.
Well, he'd have to build up health like he's doing now, and then he'd probably have to grab at least another range.
I'd like to see him
beat.
get acid spray and just start spraying the crap out of that area.
Yeah,
That's a good thing. I don't know why he hasn't done that.
he could afford it easily, he just needs to farm a little bit. He's got
Zin's
energy.
interceptors are forcing splash by Loco, which is why all the mines are going away. In addition to the BCs just slowly
Now
nibbling
imagine,
at them.
now imagine if you could control where the interceptors went. Loco would just be shooting wherever Zin wanted. Well, you would know.
24 and 20 broodlings, so if the Guardians can get out of there and get to the enemy mothership, they can win the game.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But you see, Zin's moved one of the interceptors on each side here. Or not interceptors, scouts. He's only using 6 scouts to go snipe stuff, and he's keeping 2 on the side.
One here, and one
Looks
up
like
here.
they might be getting ready to try something here. Scouts have moved in and Levy's pretty close. They might try to do a Tex or something.
Or not, actually, Zin's
back.
warping back.
Well, Zin's gonna quick back. He's gonna be 20
Yeah, yeah,
seconds.
He's got 1,500.
Oh yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll see the, well, you
I
see
noticed the
something
scouts
move up here.
and
Something's gonna jump up by a lot. Maybe
There you
this...
go. Yeah, interceptors went up. No, they didn't.
No, he didn't touch... He's not touching scouts. I'm watching the scouts.
What in the world? He went up.
600
Oh,
energy.
shields.
Oh,
Bot
20
shields.
shield, yeah.
The carrier's the new Destro.
Yeah, he just went to go tank. It's the usual.
All he has to do is
achievement.
wait in there, text Loco, and then everybody can go in and do their thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what he was working towards. They're right on the edge of the range now. I think they're going to try and go in.
I think they're trying to get a feel also for where lines are actually.
Just poking the edges, yeah.
I think 21Z should be placing their broodlords a little further back.
Yeah, because they're a little too easy to reach by the interceptors. So we now have
Exactly.
level 25 and 20 broods. And actually, Nightstar's not using anabolic. Oh, there we go.
And there is one scout at the edge, so they can't sneak around.
This is the Alamo situation. Now the one thing is, I wonder, like this is sort of sometimes an interesting part of the game, where like you can see a comeback defending the competition, but other times it's just waiting for the inevitable. How do you think it could be changed to make this part a little bit more back and forth, engaged?
Honestly, I feel like it was just a mistake by Cyberdyne to pop the second tower when they weren't absolutely ready to end it immediately.
Well, no, I mean they can end it real quickly. But all Zin has to do is go in there and vortex.
Tex, yeah.
Zin's
But
just sitting there farming right now. That's all he's doing.
He wants to win the farming award.
Yeah.
The fact that he doesn't want to, though.
The fact that he doesn't want to makes me think that he doesn't think that his 21 shields can go in there and tank the mines plus the siege shots.
And
get
potentially the
vortex
mothership,
off.
yeah.
And the broodlings. Because the broodlings, if he gets both broodlings on him, he's going to eat a lot.
Yes, he is.
Just a quick farm check so we can all be disgusted by how much farm Cyberdyne's getting. It's 4-3 right now, 6,300 farm for Cyberdyne, and 4,000 farm for Team 21-0.
To give people an idea of the kind of DPS that can be mustered by these broodlords is if they use anabolic constantly and don't lose broodlords for about 30 seconds, so they can get the maximum amount of broodlords that their energy allows. These guys can swing about 4,000 DPS each against a stationary target. That's not something shield regen can compensate for.
Yeah, but they're not quite placing the broodlords right way.
Yeah.
Nah, we have a disagreement.
Well, he's at
Oh,
600.
no. I'm looking at the shield recharge. He's at almost 3,000 per 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 1,500
Yeah.
per second, which is a lot less than 5,000 times 2.
Yeah.
Now, they're
But
not
you
playing in
gotta-
a way that keeps their broodlords up and firing constantly.
They're just
so
pushing
not
them
hitting
forward
that
too. Like this
But what-
batch of broodlords are suicided.
Well, you also have to take into account is the armor that Zin has. He has a quarter of the broodling's armor.
Yeah, that's true. That will knock off a quarter of the DPS.
Yeah. And Alkaiser looks like he's going around to do something here. I don't know what he's planning.
Maybe he's just trying
he's
to
just trying to
make him
create
nervous
fear.
too. Yeah. Because Loco won't know which way to turn. They won't know where to position the broodlords. But I agree, they're suiciding their broodlords a little bit.
But
And now-
he did, Alkaiser did get splash now, or spray, I mean.
Loco's just
That's a good thing
putting
to
into
see.
energy, level 18 range, 19 laser, and still level 13 mines haven't been upgraded for the last
Here it
bit.
is. Vortex.
There we
Vortex
go.
Guardian up top.
Zen
BC's
makes it
is
out.
eating it.
He's just eating the siege because his his
Alkaiser
healing
ate
is
a lot
faster.
there.
Alkaiser could be in trouble if he's in the range of the
Oh, he
siege.
frenzied to get out. I don't know what
Yeah.
that was about.
He's probably a bit nervous, doesn't realize he has
What is-
already 19k.
There's the launch.
And
Yeah,
6,000. He's fine.
I
I
feel like
don't.
maybe he got spooked there.
I think he
Yeah,
did.
but I don't know why Zin went for the Guardian there and not just take the Destro out and end it. Because
Yeah,
those
I
BCs can push in there with the creep pushing like they are. The BCs, all they have to do is scan.
Double
right there.
nuke on Loco.
Ooh,
There we go.
Plus
Protective
they-
field's gonna expire shortly.
there's
Nope, not enough.
Alkaiser dives in.
Not enough for
They should
frenzy.
dive into scan. They should be scanning right now.
Yeah, they should be scanning. There's the mines all
There's the
along.
scan. Tura's doing a good job cleaning things up.
Alkaiser's dead.
No, Frenzy's up.
Oh,
There goes
oh,
Loco.
60, 59.
There goes Zin.
50.
He's fine. He's fine. He's just gonna
Yeah,
regen here in a
regen.
second.
Regen. 35 hit points
Oh.
at minimum.
Zen was pretty.
Oh.
Just
Zin
barely.
lost almost all his shields.
Yeah, Alkaiser was definitely flat at 50. Like it was like 650.
Without the
I wasn't
mines,
looking at the-
Cyberdyne, as soon as they're healed up, can come in and finish this off now.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is GG.
And that was a good
sure.
move by Alkaiser to frenzy out of there. That was right on the edge.
Yep.
Yeah.
That initial frenzy was a good idea considering how fast he melted there. I didn't have him selected for the hit points, but I just saw him afterwards. I basically saw an empty health bar.
Yeah, he had 50 left.
We're now at 27 and 23 birds. And actually, one thought of mine is they should be putting parasite on somebody so make sure they have good vision. Though right now it's not too bad.
It's just so dangerous to approach because of the text.
Yeah.
Although they have a few seconds left to do it. Too late.
Some teams I know they're pretty disciplined about looking at the clock as soon as the text goes down, no matter what's happening, and then keeping track of when it can next
Especially if you
time.
have some dead players that they can do it for you.
Yeah, that's always easy. And Evil Source is leaving the game. Looks like they're starting to go to bed.
You know, though, Zin moved his scouts out. Didn't put them back on the side to make sure nothing happens.
Oh yeah, there they go.
Tur's up
Level
to
18
armor
it's
now.
now. Tours at 14, you said?
Yep, 14 armor, 18 lasers, 16 missiles, and 550 energy.
So we can look at the
11
farm.
range.
It's 4-2 right now. Almost 7,000 farm now versus 3,100.
Zin tanking the Broodlords.
Yeah, keeping that shield regen up.
Look how much of his energy bar he had to use up just to
Yeah.
kill one clump of Broodlords. The scaling on Broodlords is wonderful.
So says the Guardian player. But it's true,
Yes.
actually.
It's not imbalanced. Honest.
It scales really well, but again, it's like siege, right? like if you're not doing it right, you're sending out your broods to suicide, or
Yeah.
turtled in the base. It's really hard to use them effectively. So
Yep.
it is a skill thing. So it should scale well.
It's one thing
And it can be countered.
Do you think they have their dead players controlling the broods?
Yes, because I just saw, just looked at that when Nightstar's broods were attacking Tura there. Somebody was taking the broodlings and pulling them back.
Yeah, that's
So
the problem.
Someone was grabbing the broodlings and pulling them back off of Tura, so Tura didn't take the maximum amount of damage there.
That's
Like, I don't know what that was, but
That's one thing I recommend for teams. Like, you do things like practice potting and or whatever, practice texing, but make sure everyone on your team knows how to control the spawned units in case you die and you need to take care of them or something like that. Like, I remember asking, I think I was talking to you, Cat, or something about,
Yeah, I wrote a guide for it.
yeah, about how to, like, what should you do once you die, and how to control broods for a non-guardian player. Because if you don't play the ship, you won't know. Same thing with scouts.
The main thing I see
Pro
people who control other people's brood lords wrong is they try too hard to keep them alive.
ooh, Zin's eating a
Ooh.
lot there.
And mothership range.
Well, the
They actually-
mothership's only 200 DPS.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Dark Swarm. Kaiser just coming in there.
Yeah, Zin.
Not
Zin ate
frenzied
a
up,
lot
though.
there. Well, he can't. It's not a good idea because there we go.
There we
Now
go.
he
There's
does
the
it
frenzy.
with the nukes. Nukes are flying.
And I'm seeing a little bit of lag, but I think that's the same for everyone. The Shanks.
There we
There
go.
goes the guard. There goes one guardian. And the other one was soon to follow. Kaiser's gone.
So, and with a score 3-0 for Cyberdyne.
Kaiser wish he was just a little sooner. GG, last year third, this time second, next year first, says Loco.
They
That's
said
the way
next
to
year's
do
Star Battle is dead. I wonder what that means.
Next year's Star Battle is dead. Well,
Dun dun dun!
da-da-dum.
There we go.
Woohoo! So, last thoughts in the game, and then we'll do some last thoughts in the tournament. We'll be fast. Yeah. Last thoughts in this game?
Mind equals blown.
I think it was awesome that Cyberdyne just played really patiently, even though they were shipped down. And when they did that warp trick and they saw all the broods, they didn't just dive in like crazy people. They backed off and just waited.
Zin should give hope to all carrier players.
The light in the darkness.
Carrier play is not dead. Carriers can take on levies, as we saw.
Well, I think Tur and Trix showed that BCs can be useful, but they're not that useful. Zedu, please buff them.
Well, they're good against different builds. Like
Yeah.
we saw there that they had been scouting what 21Z likes to do. Saw the opportunity to use double BCs.
Yep, that's the advantage of having replays posted too. You know what the teams are doing throughout the tournament. Because each team only goes in generally with a certain number of comps prepared. So that's part of the reason why replay uploading rules are enforced.
Speaking of that, we got a whole bunch of teams that haven't. If your team's on the list is in the tournament host channel. Make sure you upload them by Wednesday. If they're not there, I am going to disqualify you from the tournament and you will not get your prizes. I'm going to be very strict about this. I'm not going to run after everybody. I'm going to make it that simple.
Get it done,
Zedu's
folks.
Zedu's very in a similar boat with that. If you don't have replays, it's,
It's
Yeah,
as if you didn't
because-
play.
Yeah, Zedu has enough trouble with this tournament being cross-region that he has to match up names within the different regions. He doesn't need a delay in me turning in the replays to him.
So
And, I
everybody
think-
make life easier, and if you want your prizes, upload the replays. Easy as that.
we should one last time say thanks to all the tournament hosts, not just of World Star Battle 2, but also to the Swarm of Hearts charity event that we did this weekend.
Yes, and a big, big, big shout out to Old Ent for basically kickstarting all this, and by announcing the Swarm of Hearts concept and then actually following it through, despite tons of stuff going on in his personal life. He managed to put together a pretty good event. A pretty awesome event, actually, not pretty good, because it raised up more money than even the goal, over $1,000 US.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Go ahead.
The total that we have here is so far is $1,135.82, which is just shy of 150% the target budget. So
I'll be throwing another 40 in there because of all of the cool things people have been doing.
Yep. And the donations are open until the end of April. So it's open again, it's open for another half month because there are actually still some tournaments from the other games, the Star Strikers, Night of the Dead, Iron Storms, going on. So donations are open. So don't worry, if you didn't do it today, you can still do it tomorrow.
Last thing from the tournament host's perspective here, we encourage everybody to give us feedback. Probably in about a couple hours here, we're going to open a World Star Battle Tournament 2 feedback thread. Good feedback, bad feedback. This is the first time using this bracket design. This was the first time with the Google drawings. We had a little bit of kinks with that, if you didn't notice. And just give us feedback on what you thought with the tournament, the design. It was a good turnout. We had 335 players sign up. I think looking at what some of the freelancers posted and judging by who I saw play and up in TeamSpeak here, we probably hit about 300 of those players playing. So a very nice turnout, and I'd like to thank everybody for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for TeamSpeak, on day one we had just over 300 people log in, and no issues it looked like with the TeamSpeak server performance, aside from some trolling from a less than lovable character in the Star Battle community.
But but we don't need to focus on that. We need to focus on the fun stuff, like party in the tournament host channel.
That's right. Didn't bother the flow or anything. Everything was still moving great.
Yep.
So.
We're on once up here, so.
Yeah, and thanks everybody for hanging in, because I know this was a long night. There was a long period where there were not many streams going on, and there's still 62 of you watching, which I think is pretty awesome. So.
And I promised Cyberdyne I would play this because they won, so congrats Cyberdyne.
Yes, congratulations Cyberdyne and all the teams. And this is Swarm of Hearts, guys. It's the World Star Battle Tournament 2. This is the second one ever, so no matter what your result, you guys participated in a huge tournament, a huge event.
That's how I roll. I have one gear, go, epic. Are you bipolar? I'm winning. Win here, win there, absolute victory everywhere. I'm on a quest. Right every single wrong. Right every wrong. I'm a total freaking rust out from Mars. Come on, bro. I got tax and blood. Bottle my brain and feel like, dude, can't handle it. Win here, win there, win everywhere.
I've got a list, help me sort this. From the epic win to the desperate win list. Chicken nuggets, bubble gum, pretending to text to avoid someone. Slow dancing, no dancing, breaking the rules of the Geneva Convention.
Weak.
Adonis blood, violent love, giving needy women caresses and hugs. Childbirth, common birth, take your weakest first.
Duh. Winning. Ow, 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 ow. That's how I roll. I have one gear, go, epic. Are you bipolar? I'm winning. Win here, win there, win everywhere. I'm a total freaking rockstar from Mars. Come on, bro. I got tax and blood. You bottle my brain and be like, dude, can't handle it. Win here, win there, win everywhere.
So thanks Bozo, thanks Jitsu for joining in. It's been fun.
Yeah, it has. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeedy. So, any other last shout-outs? I guess, well, everyone, graphics, tournaments hosts, I think I'll just have to make a big long list. Even the unofficial casters. And I'll plug this, guys. Casting is a lot of fun. And even if you co-cast or something like Bozo, who's been a great help throughout the whole tournament. It's been a pleasure.
And there's lots of other ways to get involved in the community if you want to, get behind the scenes a little bit. We have the forums at playstarbattle.com, and then we also have the wiki, which is being revitalized currently, and then we also have the TeamSpeak server, and as Artemis just said, the streaming stuff. So there's lots of ways to get involved, or even event stuff like hosting tournaments or events.
And then coming down the pipe, I know that there's discussions about Terran Star Battle League Season 2. We have a Star Battle 3.0 to be excited about, which is going to come up. And of course, I think we're all going to have a lot of fun exploring the new mechanics and the new balance, the new metagame, which is going to come from that. So I'm very excited. I think there's a lot coming up. So definitely hang around. It's been a lot of fun with you guys. Should we close off with the traditional?
GG!
GG! Woo! GG! Good night, good morning, good afternoon. GG, everybody.